actually do this. Let's see. Let's see. Just tell people. No, why are you not talking? Oh, why am I not talking? I'm talking to you guys. I should totally use my mic. I don't think I can when I'm on stream, actually. Can I? Can I use my mic? I don't want to be, like, rude. It's like I'd be a dick. Oh, I can? Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. I get nervous. They're PC players. They're big boys. Scratch that. Oh, I can't? No. Okay, then. How did we get a hull rupture? We didn't even do anything. Oh, look, ribbon slivers. Yes, I need ribbon slivers so bad. To be honest, I don't really like talk. Believe it or not, like I actually don't like talking in squad to other people. I either get very rude or just very awkward and bored. And I just kind of like. Oh, that's a lot of good stuff. I kind of just don't like talking to people a whole lot. I used to really enjoy it, and then I got in like a lot of fights with other players because we just didn't really like each other, or like for whatever reason. I have Battle Force on if you want to use it. I don't think I can use it. Don't think I can use that anymore. So personally, how am I rude? Okay, so like how I act on stream like is not how I usually act when I'm playing for leisure. Like when I'm playing for leisure and I've got my mic on, I'm like, hey dude, like I don't know. Like, hey dum dum, why are you like this? You know, I don't know. I'm just like a dick. That's the best way to put it. You are like a teddy bear that bites random people. There you go. There you go. If you're like my friend, and I feel like if we're hanging out on stream together, I feel like we are building friendships and stuff like that this way, which is very fun. But it's different, I guess. Like I mean, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Like when you're hanging out in this chat, you guys are nice and hanging out, having fun and everything. We're all very cordial to one another. But as soon as like you get in like squad with someone who, I don't know, maybe you don't think they're doing very good, or they're being kind of a dick, you kind of want to like, you know, like kind of let them know. You want to give them the tongue lashing of their lives, man. And they're being so kind as to let me use their railjack to farm a bunch of shit. I don't want to be that guy who's like, hey dude, how's your day going? You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be a dick, and I don't want to be a dumbass. So yeah, that's why I don't usually use my mic. Every once in a while I do pop it in though. Just not as much as I used to. And another cool thing, I've made all of the Warframe friends that I can possibly be content to have through either doing streaming or from early on in my Warframe account career, when I was originally kind of just getting into it, and originally for the first time playing. And I met a lot of people that way, and now that I have those friends, I don't really have the time to make new Warframe friends, aside from, like I said before, from streaming or from meeting mutual friends of friends. Just because, like I said, I've gone through a lot of weird stuff. I have tons of weird stories from people trying to become my friend or date me through Warframe, through rando, and it really scares me, and I don't like it. So I've got a lot of really weird reasons for not doing that. I could tell you guys quite a lot of stories about that. Well, you don't know people are nice in stream because Big Daddy Twitch will be your ass if you don't. Possibly. Probably. I will say Big Daddy Twitch more or less acts more like Big Mommy Switch. It's a lot more micromanagey on Switch than anything else. Or on Twitch. Switch. Well, so is Switch, actually. Nintendo is quite the micromanager themselves. I love repairing things. I'm basically a space janitor. Yeah, that's my job, guys. We're space janitor today. Also, it's nice. So there are nice people on Twitch. Story time? Question mark. Big Daddy YouTube will though. Big Daddy YouTube will definitely. And I think I've already gotten slaps on the wrist from Big Daddy YouTube because I said like dick or shit in the past. So that's fun. And I have like no followers, no subscribers. I think I have like 93 subs. We have 93 subscribers on YouTube. Check out the Man of War YouTube channel, guys. It's worth it. It's pretty much all Warframe content or old music content. Because I used to be an artist, if you can even call it that. Is this thing repairing? Anyway, yeah, I will tell this story if you guys are interested. If you guys want to hear the story about how, of my time going in a tri-cap with a guy, and my 3-day friendship that burned out quite quickly on Warframe, let me know. And I will tell you, this is the reason why I don't pop in my headset a whole lot anymore. I'll watch it on regular. Oh, nice. Also an artist. Nice, dude. You're also an artist? That's really cool, Ninja. I would love to hear or see your artwork. I'm not sure what kind of artwork you do. If it's the auditory kind or if it's the visual kind. But either way, that's really awesome. You guys want to know? Story of Man of War? Okay, I have many Warframe and many real-life crazy stories. Do you guys want to hear a real-life crazy story, or would you guys like to hear a Man of War story? The Man of War stories are much more petty, I guarantee you. You want to know the story of Man of War? Okay, the Men of War stories. Okay, so once upon a time. Okay, so once upon a time ago, I was not a Eidolon hunter on any account. Right now, you guys will always hear me say stuff along the lines of, "Oh, I'm an Eidolon hunter on Switch because I have all my gear over there." Blah blah blah. I really like Eidolons and all that. So this would be back when I was still technically considered a noob. Technically, I'm still considered a noob because I haven't been playing since the launch of Warframe. That is what every veteran will tell you. That the requirement to be a no longer a noob is to play from launch day and to bitch about the Plains of Eidolon and they're forever not opening. But I disagree. I disagree as the veteran status. It is what you know, not how long you've known it. Anyway, moving on. This is my story of how I ended up involved to some extent with a Warframe veteran. It is they are a Warframe Nintendo Switch veteran. They don't technically count. We don't count as veterans, the Nintendo Switch players. My cousin, who is a PC player, has kindly referred to us as the new veterans. He calls everyone who got into Warframe during COVID a new veteran because it is like the new founding fathers, basically. The new founding fathers of Warframe are veterans now, I suppose. Anyway, so before I was considered a veteran, before I was MR23, I was a young, spry MR. 14. I had nothing going on. I had nothing in my nothing in my Warframe brain, no knowledge of Warframe, no knowledge of how to play Warframe properly. Just a real nuisance and a real little butthole. So I would go around in this world and play, and I would run into a bunch of people who knew how to play Warframe better than me, and amongst these people I met a friend who I still don't know his name to this day. I don't know what his real name is, so I'm going to refer to him as his IGN, which is Duty Patootie. Duty Patootie and I became really good friends really early on. I honestly can't... Oh, you know what? I do remember. The first night I met Duty Patootie, I was doing ducat farming, and this is also the night when I met my friend PJ, a.k.a. Michael, or Mike. Is it Michael? I want to feel real bad. No, it's not Michael. Matthew. Oh, God. Not Michael. Don't tell PJ I said that. My friend Pajama King and my friend Duty Patootie. Matthew, not Michael. And name not known. Better name pending, I suppose. So, we decided we were going to go and do some Eidolons. We did the Eidolons. We became really good friends. We all became best friends. And we all had a really good time. What's this thing? Whoa. Cephalon Psi. Oh, yay. We got 4 hours left building on our dumb little thing. Yes, please. Yes, please, madame. So... Popcorn, anyone? Yes, please, pack. So, during this time, and I can't even tell you how I met the particular person this story is about. So, me and Duty Patootie became really, really good friends. We started... Oh, God, no! We started hanging out together. We started doing everything together. We would stay up late with our Switches next to our pillows, and we'd cuddle in, and we'd fall asleep, and we'd be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And we'd wake up in the morning. No. So we would sit there late at night playing very, very late into the night, just hanging out, spending time together, talking crazy stuff, talking about stories. We would talk about how I live in a van. But you guys probably don't realize this. I live in a van. Not everyone knows that. Anyway, I live in a van and I travel. So I would talk to him about that, and he would tell me about what it's like to live in another country. And I would just be like, okay, cool. Like, this is great. See you tomorrow, bud. And we wake up in the morning. This time I was not working either at the time. No more work done for me because at the time I was on crisis pay. Thank Satan that crisis pay exists. So, one day we were playing and we ended up meeting this guy named, and I don't know. I don't think I could say his IG. I don't want to say his IGN and for him to, I don't think he's going to see this, but either way, I don't want to either way, if he sees this, he's going to know it's him. I just don't want to put him on the spot and for everyone to know who this guy is. So, anyway, we're just going to call him Butterfly. We'll call him Butterfly. I don't want to even hint at the actual name that it was called. But there is a certain MR 23 or 22, I believe. If you know what MR that is, then you know what you can see what their username kind of alludes to. And this guy was at first, you know what? We may have met him during a ducket farm as well. I think that is actually how I did a lot of ducket farming in my early days. So we met him during a ducket farm, and he was talking in his mic, and we were talking in our mic, and we were obviously, me and my friend Duty Patootie, we always talked on mics together, always talking, conversing, messing around. And this guy popped in his headset and was like, "Hey, I noticed you guys have headsets. I have brought my headset as well." So naturally we were like, oh, great. Like, this is awesome. We're making more Warframe friends. And in a world that I live in, I'm primarily I'm an extrovert. I'm an introverted extrovert. I don't like hanging out with people all the time. So this was cool for me because it had been a long time before I saw anyone, and was like, awesome, let's hang out. So me and this guy and Duty Patootie were hanging out all the time for probably 3 days. For 3 days straight, we were logging on, and I was clocking in, I want to say around 8-hour Warframe sessions, a day, which is not a lot if you're an underage kid going to school. You have a lot of extra time. But if you're an adult and you have a job and your job isn't streaming Warframe or something like that, it's probably going to be impossible. Hey, mom's calling. It's probably going to be impossible for you to log in an 8-hour session unless something like COVID happens again, which I don't want that to ever happen again. The 8-hour sessions were nice while they lasted. I'm very happy with the balance I have struck at this point in time. So at some point I mentioned to this guy that I wanted to get good at tricaps, because in my mind I thought it would be amazing to get really good at tricaps. And literally I was like, you know what? That's sick. This guy knows how to do tricaps. I can get into tricaps if he teaches me. And actually, at the time, I wasn't even really necessarily asking to teach. It was just kind of one of those things where I thought I knew sort of the process of how to do tricaps. I hadn't even gotten into the modding. I hadn't even gotten into what it was like to mod specifically for certain enemies. So tricaps were completely not something I was aware of, if that makes sense. So big dog takes little dog. So he takes me, he's like, we're going to go do tricaps. I bring Volt, and the whole time he decides to bring Trinity. So, okay. So if there's anything I could say, it's that if you're going to teach a Volt player how to play Volt, you should not bring Trinity to teach said Volt player how to play Volt. And I should mention this guy also had sort of a reputation of being very pretentious. So anything we would do would be, I don't even know how to do the voice because I don't talk like this. I guess what he would say, if, for example, if we were doing, index or something, and you were like, oh, I'm going to bring, I don't know, what frame? Oh, there's a good example. That's how he sounds. That's how he sounds, right there, like Nihil. He sounds exactly like Nihil. And, this is exactly how he sounded. Very pretentious, very aggressively mean. Hold up. Haven't completed Rising Tide yet. Sorry. I feel bad. I don't think I can get the intrinsics yet if I haven't completed Rising Tide. I don't think. Where was I? Crap. Let's see. Can we go? Sorry, guys. I know this is messing up the story for you guys. The dojo. I don't even know. They know what they're doing. I don't know why I'm explaining myself. Little douchebag. So, we go on the tri-cap, we go on the tri-hunt, and the whole time he's trying to explain things to me. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of tri-caps or whatever, but usually what will happen is the Volt will go in and drop his shields just underneath the Eidolon's booty hole, and you will shoot your amp directly through the shield and then into the Eidolon's knees or wherever is the vulnerable spot, depending on the amp you're currently using. So, with that in mind, he kept verbally telling me what I should be doing. Where, wait, can't get in. Yeah. Hold up. Yarp. All right. So, let me see. Does it? Nope. I'm just gonna go to theirs. So basically, we're going on the tri-cap, and the whole time he's trying to explain to me how the tri-caps work and how I'm supposed to be doing the mission. And by the end of it, like, first we get through the first Eidolon very quickly. It's no big deal. The second Eidolon, again, not like a little more struggle for me, more not him. He had a good time. He went through it. It was super easy. The whole time very condescending, very aggressively being like, "Oh, dude, you gotta shoot through the shield." And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm trying. And if anybody knows tri-caps, you guys know that you tend to get procced by the I don't know if it's the nullifier. I think it's the magnetic wave or whatever it is. The magnetic pulse that the Eidolon lets out when it screams at you. It lets out the giant magnetic proc, and you get procced and you lose all your energy. So when that happens and you're a noob and you're unaware of the fact that you can bring energy pads or that you can make energy pads and no one tells you about energy pads, you're fucked. Like, that's the best way I could put it. You're just fucked. So during this Eidolon fight, I didn't know that this was a thing. They just left. Okay, I didn't know that it was a thing. I didn't know that there were, like, I didn't know that these were things that you had to be aware of. I had no clue that the thing was going to proc me, or at least I did know it would proc me, but I was always used to running in a 4-squad. I was always used to running with other people and being like, okay, cool, like, our best friend PJ is going to take care of it because he's a badass and PJ knows what he's doing, and I'm new and don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
We've got signals.
So for that time, it literally, the Eidolon takes, what, like an hour, maybe, almost an hour to defeat. Me and this guy, this felt like the longest hour of my entire life. Like, you want to talk about the process of you doing your liches and how that it took you 3 liches to, you killed 3 liches in a day. That's insane. That's awesome. You rock, bro. Holy shit, this was insane. It felt like an eternity. I literally get in this guy in my ear like, shoot up his butt! And like, mind the wave! And like all of these weird things that people don't even say in Warframe. I've never heard anyone in my entire like life after playing Warframe say, mind the wave! I've never heard that in my fucking life. I've never heard anyone say mind the wave and then ride the wave or anything like that. Did you bring the Itzel? I don't know. Did you? I don't know. Yeah, who the fuck says mind the wave? Anyway, so sorry, I'm getting heated. So at the end of it, we're like hanging out, we're talking, and we're playing through it, and I'm freaking crawling to trying my best to be the best damn Volt I can be at the tri-cap. really failing, just really getting my booty handed to me in my hands, my boys. And I'm sitting there just like trying to figure out what the frick is going on. And I'm like, I'm in there, and he's like, put it under his butt. And I'm like, this is my shield. And I put my shield down, and then the freaking out of nowhere, the guy is sitting there, and he's like, all of a sudden he's like, you put the shield too late. And I'm like, oh my god. So I'm suffers exactly. I'm suffering here with this veteran, if you will. That he called himself a veteran. No one called him a veteran. So we're doing that, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, this is ridiculous. So by the end of it, I should mention, we didn't win. I died, by the way. He told me to stay in squad the whole time after I finally died. And like I said, this felt like the longest hour of my freaking life. And I'm sitting there, and he's like, oh, don't leave squad. Like, do not leave squad. I will handle the Eidolon. This is what he said while playing Trinity. Trinity! The fact that... Now that I know the Trinity role, I laugh at the fact that he even brought Trinity to the fight that he was going to carry while teaching me how to Volt. He should have brought Volt. If you are like, I'm going to teach you, I am now senpai, and you're going to teach me, not senpai, I don't know what the word is, but me, not senpai, student, if you will, then you don't want to go in teaching them using a frame that's not the frame you're teaching them with. I've done this many times since then. I run an Eidolon hunting clan. I believe Shadowing Tech is a part of that one. If you guys know Shadowing, I'm pretty sure he's well known in the chat by now. And I taught most of them, not all of them, but most of them, how to do Eidolon hunts, at least the basics. And every single time I've gone in, I've told them, you can bring whatever you want. I'm going to go with Volt. Why do you go with Volt? Because Volt's amazing, first of all. I may be biased, but second of all, because Volt is the best all-rounder. So if I'm teaching you something like, shoot the limb, mind the wave. Sorry, I never told anyone to mind the wave. I'm on the wrong side. If I'm teaching you something, I could very easily explain, like, oh, like, don't shoot that side of the Eidolon yet. Try to go for the backpack first. Make life easier. Blah, blah, blah. Stuff like that. I'm not screaming, spawn the shield! Mind the wave! Shoot the thing! No, wrong thing! It's just like, what? Like, so anyway, by the end of it, me and this ass are hanging out still, and he's like, at the very end, he's berating me about how I did a terrible job of the worst Volt he's ever seen. I'm just like a total waste of space. And he's telling me that all of these things. And he's like, hey, and you know, you didn't probably see this, but there was that part when you died and you got shot. And then, and also I should mention, we both died. Like, he died. And as well, like, right after I died, he died, and we lost everything. We didn't get anything. So hearing him berate me after, and being like, oh yeah, like, and then we were there, and you went down, and then I revived you, do you remember that? Yeah, what you should have done is kept shooting the Eidolon while you were down. But no, you didn't do that. And like, literally kept doing this. And then he was like, after that, he was like, hey, do you want to go hang out in Captura? No, I don't want to go hang out in fucking Captura. Hell no. Of course not. You're a dick. I never want to see you again. So what I said was, during the time when he was talking about all that stuff, I said, look, man, I know. I was there. I was there. I was in the mission. I was with you. I saw me die. Hell, I'm probably the first one to notice I died. Because I was dead. So anyway, at that point, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm gonna go to bed. It's like 1 a.m. I'm tired. Like, this is thanks for teaching me, I guess. And yeah, so I went to bed. And the next morning, this is not done yet. This is the beginning. This is the prerequisite. The next morning, I log on, and me and Duty Patootie, my best Warframe friend at the time, haven't seen him in 60 days, are hanging out, and we're talking, and I'm like, hey man, the craziest thing happened last night. And he was like, oh, do tell. And I was like, you listen here, you Puerto Rican sexy man. I'm going to tell you everything. So I told him I told my Puerto Rican friend the whole story. I told him everything. And he was like, wow, that's terrible. And he was like, Rainbows did that? Wait, what was his name? What was the fake name I gave him? Was it Butterflies? Oh, Butterflies. It's like, well, oh yeah, but Butterflies did that? And he's like, and I'm like, yeah. And he's like, huh. And I was like, I just didn't expect him to act like this. And then like my friend is like, really? Like, you didn't expect Butterflies to act like that. He's like, he's a complete like ass. Like, he's like totally an ass like all the time. He's always like super he's very aggressive about like what kind of people. Like, I think he had like a whole rant he made one time about how like your IQ needs to be high to play Warframe, and if you have a low IQ you probably won't be good at Warframe. It's a space game with robots in it, you idiot. You don't need to be smart to play this. I'm a freaking idiot and I play this. What? Anyway, I'm off topic. So he expressed to me that about how he talked to him about how you need to have a high IQ to play Warframe. If you don't play Warframe with a high IQ, you're probably like an idiot or whatever, and like he used not some very nice words to describe idiot. It's a third-person shooter explained. Exactly. So it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to play Warframe. It's fine. Anyone can play it, and that's why I like it, to be honest. Because anybody could do it. It's just a lot of fun. And yes, you're going to get more out of the game if you play more. Anyway, I'm killing that debate now. We're putting that one to bed. So then I get a message from him, and it's like, hey man, listen, you shouldn't feel bad about last night's TriCap. And this is from Butterflies. Dick. So he messages me, and he's like, hey man, don't feel bad about last night. Everybody's first TriCap is the hardest. This wasn't my first TriCap. I had killed, like, I'm not saying I'm like a prodigy at TriCaps, but I definitely killed like a couple. I've definitely done full TriCaps before. It wasn't the first time I did a TriCap. It was just the first time I did a TriCap with him. And it was the worst experience of my life. Like, with this guy. The only time I've ever done a TriCap with this man's. Whose man's? Not mine. Not mine. So he messages me and is like, hey man, it's okay. Everyone's first TriCap's like, it's hard, you know. You'll get good eventually. Don't worry. You'll get better. And I was freaking losing it. I'm like, you know what? No. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not messaging him. So I don't message him. I don't message him at all. I completely ignore his messages. I don't accept the apology. I don't respond. I do nothing. So what does he do when I don't respond? After about like, I'm going to say about like 10 minutes of not responding to him. He goes and messages Duty. He messages my friend, my best Warframe friend, my homie, friend of mine, good friend of mine, best friend, since the beginning friend, best Warframe buds. He messages him and he says, hey, what happened to Man of War? Where's he at? And he's like, oh, he's with me. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, great, thanks, friend of mine, best friend of mine, who would just let my sworn enemy, my sworn Warframe enemy, know where I am. And he's like, yeah, he's with me. He's fine. And I'm like, okay, great. And he goes, oh, well, great. Can you tell him to message me? Oh, actually, no, that's not what he said. He said, oh, what are you guys doing? What? Oh, no, network responding. Let's see what happens there. So he says, well, what are you guys doing? And he was like, oh, we're just hanging out. We're just running missions. And he was like, oh, that's great. Like, can I join squad? And to which I was like, don't, Duty, no, you little beautiful Puerto Rican man, you don't do that. So he didn't. Okay, he didn't. He told them, it's like, oh, we're actually going to get off right now. Like, we're just finishing up. We're just wrapping up or whatever. So he doesn't say anything. We go and we do our relic run. We play, we hang out, we laugh, we talk. I tell him more about the situation and how it made me uncomfortable and how he asked to go and do Captura later. That's like Victor. I don't want to be too too dramatic about it, but like, can you imagine going on like the worst date ever of your entire life? You go on a date with this person, and then they hang out with you, and you go out and you're like, oh, this is like going really bad. Like, we're never gonna see each other ever again. Like, all right, well, awesome. And you're like, as you're walking out, they're like, you want to take pictures to commemorate this moment? No, I don't want to take pictures with you. I don't want to take pictures to commemorate the night I was traumatized by a warframe player. Fuck no. So, so now I'm sitting here and we're playing and we do our missions and we finish. We wrap up. We did not do it quickly either. We were still clocking in 8-hour sessions. So this guy got a message from my friend Duty Patootie, not me, saying, yeah, we're wrapping up. We'll be done in like 10 minutes. And saw us playing for 8 hours. He didn't log off at all. I checked because I felt kind of bad for not letting him join the squad, because I'm trying to be a good person. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything. And and he's on the whole time. I am getting messages from him the whole time. The whole time I'm getting messages from this guy about little tiny random things, like how he's lonely. Like he'll like message me, like he's messaging me and he's like, hey, what are you up to? And I would just be like, and I would like respond, be like, oh, I'm just doing a mission or whatever. Like, and I finally started to respond and just be kind of like trying not to be rude, you know. And I was responding with like, oh, well, like, I'm just running missions or whatever, or like I'm busy right now. I'm just kind of running solo, like little things like that. Holy shit, that's an insane amount of platinum right there. That's amazing. Good for you. Sorry, I had to stop and acknowledge that. Holy crap, that's a lot of plat. So I'm there, and the guy is like messaging me, being like, "Oh, that's cool. I'm just in my my orbiter alone, playing my Shazin," and I'm like, "Okay, all right then." Like very uncomfortable, very like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like it felt like someone, like a booty call almost. Like it felt like someone booty. I don't know if you guys have ever been booty called or whatever, but it literally felt like a booty call. And I was just sitting there, and they were just like, yeah, like I'm just in my orbiter, hanging out alone. If you want to come by, I was like, oh, like no, I don't want to come by. Like I don't like you anymore. Like you were rude. You were very mean, and he's been a dick like the whole time I've known him. We were all just kind of tolerating it, or like kind of seeing past it, trying to not like acknowledge it, and kind of just tolerating it, because a lot of times you do meet people in Warframe that you kind of do just tolerate. You kind of do just kind of have to be like, all right, well, oh well, you know, and you just kind of like you tolerate it, and so I'm there, and I'm messaging him, being like, Warframe booty call, be like, exactly, just in my, just here hanging out in my orbiter, playing the Shazin. Yeah. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, all right, no. Thank you kindly for your invite. I will not be joining you on your Shazin booty call adventure. So I kind of finally, like, eventually had to, like, pull away. And after a couple days, there wasn't a message. And I remember distinctly he messaged my friend Duty, and he had said these words. And me and Duty have been talking, corresponding, kind of laughing, but also getting very uncomfortable while talking about these things. And Duty told me, he was like, that apparently he messaged him and said, don't worry. After a couple more days, I'll take the hint and leave him alone. To which Duty said, why don't you just take the hint now? Just take it now. Like, if you can read the hint, if you can read the message, if you can feel that this person is uncomfortable with your presence and doesn't want to talk to you or hang out with you, wouldn't you just be like, yeah, this is clearly a sign they don't want to be my friend. I should stop being creepy. That's a good idea, right? No, he doubles down and he ends up sending me 10 Orokin reactors and 10 Orokin, what are the ones for the weapons? Catalyst, 10 Orokin catalysts. To which, I mean, I was like, okay, and it just said in the gift tag, it just said sorry. To which I was like, okay, but like, I grew up in a family where my father was no longer around. I'm a child of divorce. My parents got divorced at an early age, and in that divorce, my dad wasn't really around as much by my choice. I didn't want to hang out with him. So what he would do every year is he would send me money or things to earn my love.
Looks like we kicked the nest.
And
Your cruise ship has punched in.
yeah, sorry, I just hit my microphone. And so that is something that if I catch somebody doing that to me in real life, friend or not, in a relationship, in like a friend relationship, in any kind of relationship I have, if you send me a gift after pissing me off or making me feel less than, that just makes it worse. I don't know how it is for you guys, but like ever since I was a child, that used to really upset me. I have real life stories about those type of things too. We won't get into it tonight. I can't afford that much therapy. But this guy decided, oh, I should send David, the man of war, the boy of war, the sad boy, a gift. And he gave me these gifts, fully, I'm assuming, expecting for me to be like, you know what, man, we're good. You know what, I wasn't on board earlier, but, you know, when you gave me those Orokin catalysts and reactors, I decided you and I are now best friends.
Job well executed.
So I was mad. I was very angry. And I typed out an extremely long message about how I felt, being like, you know what, man, it's not about the tri-cap, it's that you were a dick, and that it's like I wasn't mad about the tri-cap either. I was mad because he was condescending, rude, and frankly an asshole. So that's the reason I was mad. It wasn't because of the tri-cap failure, and that's what he kept trying to like brush it off as like, oh, it's because we failed a tri-cap and you are because you're here doing the tri-cap or blah 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 for blah 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 reason. That is why you are angry, is because we failed a tri-cap and you're a salty little bitch. That's kind of how he framed it, and that's how he told other people who were in my friend group, and that's what he told them, is that was the reason why I was upset. It's not the reason. When someone treats you in a condescending way and is like, hey noob, you should do what I say, me, the warframe butterfly veteran, you kind of just go, nah dude, fuck you. No question, if he said sorry and changed his ways, you would have been okay then. Yeah, I would have totally been okay with him. If he had been like, hey, I'm sorry I was a dick, and that was like his reason, you know, then I totally would have been like, yeah, man, like, sure. Like, we would have been easier. And even before that, I was kind of rounding the corner on talking to him and explaining, like, because in my mind, I was like, oh, maybe he just doesn't understand that he is being condescending, or whatever, or like being like rude and whatnot. I feel like I would have definitely been able to be like, I'm sorry. And I actually told my girlfriend about this interaction too, which is funny because I remember her exact words were F that guy. And whoa, we're going fast. So what ended up happening is he sent me these Orokin catalysts and reactors, and I actually ended up just unfriending him. I messaged him telling him sort of how I felt about the whole situation, telling him, hey man, I don't like that you were mean to me. I don't like that you were very rude and very... Oh, I got glitched again. Oh no. And I was kind of like, hey man, like I don't like that you were kind of a dick and you're mean and rude, and like that you made me feel kind of like crap, and I don't want to hang out with someone who makes people feel like crap. And like, you know, your gift kind of made it worse, homie. You know, like you kind of made it worse because you made it seem like I'm shallow enough of a person to accept this gift as a sign of gratitude or as a sign of a apology, and not just like words in a conversation about how this person's sorry and he's gonna stop. It's almost kind of one of those things where it's like money is easier and more convenient than a simple apology. Like I feel like it means more to me when someone's like, hey bro, I messed up, I'm sorry. You know, that means like, can we all agree that I'm sorry and I'm not going to do that again and I'm not going to be a dick to you? Kind of comes off a little better than being like, hey, here's some Orokin catalysts and some Orokin reactors, have fun, Yeah, you should no longer be mad.
Cruise ship. The enemy have reinforced.
I think we can all agree that a simple "I'm sorry" goes a long way. And there's no need for a gift. Exactly. If you guys are thinking about apologizing to someone, you don't need to give a gift or any monetary type of thing. That's just making someone's emotions feel cheap when you do something like that. It doesn't make them. It makes them feel like they shouldn't be overreacting almost. Like, oh, here's your thing to make that boo-boo feel better. So, moving on, following ahead, we don't speak. I don't talk to the guy. I completely unfriend him because, like I said, I was very upset about that. I totally explained it, and need to see the change. Exactly. You need to see the change in people. So, we don't see each other for a while. And I should mention this is a good... I want to say maybe a month before Steel Path finally... I don't know why this thing isn't fixing. I want to say that this was about a month before Steel Path finally came out. And I didn't ever see this guy again until the day Steel Path dropped. And why isn't this repairing? Am I out of Omni? Is that what's happening?
Another job well
I don't want to leave it alone. I don't know how to fix this problem. Is it up there? Maybe it's up there. So I don't see this guy again for a long freaking time. Like I said, Steel Path launches. The day Steel Path launches, me and my friends all get together. Me and all my best homies get together and we start hanging out, doing some good old-fashioned Steel Path, getting in there, working on our builds, getting buffed out, you know, chilling with the boys. I have a terrible habit of leaving my account on just open so we can get grouped with people. It's how I started making friends early on in Warframe. I kind of left it as it is. I left it on open. I kind of changed it from solo to open right away because I needed friends to play with and homies to kick it with. So, I'm playing. I'm doing the Warframe thing. I'm trying to get good and strong. I'm a good, solid MR16 at this point. Good MR16. Yeah. Feeling good about myself. Feeling tough. Feeling real feisty. Like I could take on the world. You guys know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That first time you master that MR16 test, boy, you're feeling good. You're ready. You're getting in there. You got the war strapped to your back. You're freaking ready to tear open some Eidolon booty. You're just feeling good, you know? And I'm feeling good. I'm riding high. I'm sitting there. I got my first couple arcanes. I got some tri-caps under my belt now. I learned how to do a heavy attack for the first freaking time at MR16. Don't judge me. And I'm sitting there, and we're going through this, and we're locked on this Earth mission. We're doing I want to say we're doing the first Steel Path defense. And we're sitting there, and I brought Garo with me. We're getting into it. I'm dropping down the shields. I'm breaking the shields and connecting the shield shards to myself and just kicking ass, man. And me and PJ are on the chat talking, and I told him the crazy story. I'm like, you this crazy story about this crazy veteran dude. Gave me a bunch of stuff. Kind of made me feel a little weird, like he was coming on to me, but whatever, you know. Not my style, and that, you know, I'm not really into that guy. I don't think he's attractive. Side note, if anyone knows, I am known as hetero-flexible. So it's not that I'm not gay, it's just that I'm not that gay. So anyway, I'm just not into that guy. You got to look like Ryan Gosling and be charming to get me interested. So anyway, what ended up happening is we're sitting there playing, and who joins in our mission at random but the butterfly guy? It's Mr. Butterfly, Monsieur Butterfly. He joins in, and and he hears me and Duty talking, and me and Duty have very distinct voices. You know, well, I have a very distinct white boy sounding voice, and Duty has a very Puerto Rican accent. Which is cool. It's how he sounds. He sounds beautiful. Beautiful man. Beautiful sounding man. So, me and Duty are playing, and PJ's getting in on the action, and we're kicking ass. Thank you, kicking ass. And we're all hanging out and talking and just messing around, doing our Steel Path mission. And all I hear, oh look, Jules is in chat, is these words coming through on the chat in my headphones, in my ears. And I hear these simple words coming through in my headset. Imagine me sitting here, opening up my communications and seeing that you and Duty are no longer on my friends list. Ha ha! That is exactly verbatim how he sounded. I would not lie to you guys. I would not lie to you, Grant. This is exactly what happened. This is exactly how it sounded. I miss Duty too, Jalissa. Without a beat, without skipping a beat, my MR16 war strapped to back, Gara wielding ass responds with, yeah. And I bet there's a good reason for that. I said it, guys. I finally manned up. I put on my big boy pants. I put on my fresh operator pants. First pair of pants I ever bought from an operator. And he sat there and he said, oh, hold up. Yes, please. Yes, please. And he says, yes, I did notice. And that is a reason to which I am uninformed. Ooh, the nerve of that guy. Ha! Ha 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 ha! So, I said, these are the exact words I said to him. I looked right into the Nintendo Switch because we weren't on video chat. And I said, well, I actually don't remember what I said, but it was something awesome. And I know that it was along the lines of, actually, oh, you know what? Actually, this is what I said. I said, well, the reason I don't want to play with you is because you're rude, you're mean, you're condescending, and you think you're better than other people. And that's what I said to an MR23 veteran. And I was like, if you think you're better than other people, you think you run Warframe. You don't. You don't matter. And you, Mr. Butterfly, you think you're a big deal. You're a big deal. You think you're a big deal with your little butterfly username and your little fresh prime gear and your vaulted relics. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how cool you are, and it doesn't matter how awesome your gear is, or whatever. You're a mean person. That's how I said it. I'm trying to clean this up. I'm trying to clean up my speech for chat because it was filled with a little bit of cursing. I'll admit. I'm 22 years old. I'm not immune to cursing. So I was like, "You're a mean guy. I don't like you. Get away." And I said, "I don't want to hang out with you." So I said this at about wave 2. And so we finished the mission. I wasn't going to leave squad. I remember my friend saying, he's like, should we leave? Should we all leave squad? Should we abandon the mission? And I was like, no, this is our mission. We got here first. He joined our squad. We're staying. He stayed the whole time. Grandson is a shitty person. That's exactly... Thank you. The Rick and Morty reference. Thanks, Jules. So I get back to my orbiter and I think we're done. That's it. I already unfriended him. It's all over. He can't hurt me no more. He can't say anything to me. I'm David. I'm the man. I'm the man of war. Oh, that's great. I'm the man of war now. He can't hurt me. He can't slap me around. I get a message from him, and he says, "Hey man, I'm really glad you said that stuff to me." I'm imagining what his voice may have said, may have sounded like, and he's like, "Hey man, like, I'm really glad you said that. That really hit me right here." That's what he said, right here in my chest. That's what he said. And I was like, I was just reading the message, so he kept texting, and he says, "Listen, if you want me gone, I understand, but I do have some Volt Prime relics. if you want to... I can't do this. Sorry. I get it back in the voice. I do have some Volt Prime relics. If you want to run them, we can run them together. Could run them tomorrow. I'm going to buy some more. This is the day before TennoCon, by the way. I'm going to buy some more of those relics tomorrow when Barrow comes with the with the TennoCon. And I'm going to buy some more of those relics. And we can run them together. And then I'll get out of your life forever. I didn't know what to say. Because, like I said before, I had messaged him and said, dude, don't try to buy my warframe love. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. If you're trying to just buy people's like friendship and love and then like treating them however you want, it doesn't work like that. Like, that's not, like, you're devaluing people again. So he doubled down on the first thing he did, was just giving me Orokin catalysts and Orokin reactors, with telling me that he could give me a Volt Prime. I blocked him instantly. I didn't say anything. I didn't say a single thing after that. I couldn't do it. I couldn't justify that with a response, because like we mentioned before, when you tell somebody how you feel about something they've done to you, whether it be a relationship or a friend or what have you, and they apologize, or they kind of and if they double down with like, oh, let me just give you things, instead of solving the problem by being like, yeah, you're right, I'm a dick, let me stop being a dick. Like, when you double down with stuff like that, and you double down with, I know it hurt and you didn't like that I gave you a gift as a way of apologizing, here's a gift as an apology. At the end of the day, it just makes shit worse. So I blocked him. That was the end of it. I've told everyone my story, and I've told all my friends that story. They all thought it was funny, but the one thing that remains out of it, the one silver lining that I can give you guys out of the entire story, is at the end of the day, my friend PJ, good friend of mine, taco elitist, and a real funny guy, real good guy, cat dad, homie, big sexy man. Every now and then, when we're in chat, when we're hanging out, we're playing missions, he puts on the Bane voice from Batman and goes, imagine me sitting here, and then insert blank, just imagine me sitting here with my cravat, hanging out with my weapons. Every time. Anytime there's a MR-related thing, he sits there and he's like, imagine me sitting here being a Warframe veteran inside of my railjack playing my Shazin. Every time. It is just, imagine me sitting here. Join squad. Just joins up in squad, sitting there. Comes on in. Imagine me sitting here accepting your invite to squad. Every single time. And it has never gotten old. So much so to where we actually made our own memes. I have a meme now. If you guys are interested in receiving the Imagine Me meme, complete with a shirtless cosplay version of someone as Bane, then let me know and I will send it to you. Give me your Discord information in Whisper, or if I can send it to you through the Whisper, I will give it to you. Just message me, ask me for it. You can go on my Instagram, which is manowar98 as well. And go on my Twitter, whatever you guys want to do. It's the same username for everything. You find me in game. I'm on PC and I'm on Switch. Message me there. I will give you. And I hope that at some point, all of us can circulate this meme to the point where it exceeds Warframe and becomes something bigger. The only reason I created this Twitch platform is to one day share this story with you guys, genuinely, truly. It's to share this, and I want you guys to know, like, that this meme exists. I made it. My friends made it too. We've all made our own. And it exists only in the confines of our Discord. But it's so worth it. So if you guys want this meme, please contact me at manowar98 anywhere on the internet. If you're looking for me on Instagram, it's man0war98. Some asshole took my tag. But please message me and let me know if you want it, because it is so worth it to have, and it will make your life better. I guarantee it.
Scratch one.
There's not many things I can guarantee in this world, but that meme will make your life better.
Enemy have called in
So
a
please.
cruise ship.
Please.
Situation
Just take the
evolving.
meme. Just take this meme. Imagine me giving you this meme. See, it works for everything.
Ruptures. Sealed.
Oh God,
Boom. Cruise ship eliminated.
your story sucks.
Focus
Send
on remaining targets.
send the pic. That's fair. 45 minutes have been best 45 minutes of my life. Jesus Christ. I'm glad that my Warframe trauma, squad trauma, is
Company.
able to help you guys. Anyway, I hope that clears up the reason as to why I don't put my microphone on in rando squads. I am afraid to make new friends because of the sky. I don't want to hang out with new people anymore. I meet you guys on Warframe in chat or whatever, and I meet you guys over there. Maybe eventually we can hang out and eventually turn my mic on. But yeah, man, that is the reason why I never turn on my goddamn mic. Ain't no reason. Ain't enough plat in the world to make me turn on my mic in Rando Squad anymore. There's no reason to. It's just no reason. Now where is that thing? There it is. I've been searching for you. Should make this a thing from now on. Please do. Please do.
Cruise ship to be concerned with. Direct attention to remaining
Imagine me.
targets.
I genuinely don't think he'll know about it, but if he does, that'd be even funnier. We had joked about making it a bigger meme, but I mean, as of right now, I think everyone else has stopped posting the meme in chat. But yeah, if you guys are interested, please let me know. I will send you it. And you guys can, I'll send you the stock photo, and you guys can make your own. You guys can make your own memes.
Normalizing interior
Every time someone
pressure.
gives you
Ruptures. Sealed.
easy plot on Warframe, tell a story. Oh God. Oh, every time someone sends me PTSD. Ah. Please send me the pics. I'm so lonely.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tao.
Send you toe pic. Ew. No, thank you. Not today, kind sir. Why would you want them from me? I'm just a lonely man playing Warframe.
Grenier are feeling lucky.
Oh gosh.
Good hunting. Bogies on scope. Good hunting.
Bogeys on scope. Keep hunting, he says. Nice. No, thank you, sir. That is a very interesting thing you have written in my chat. I will not be sending those, but thank you for your interest.
Anti-fighter
The Man of War store is closed now. No. Lots of random toes out on the internet. Oh God.
looks like we-
Google is here for you.
Grenier cruise ship has punched in.
Please Google Goofy Goober if you can.
Cruise ship has arrived.
It's worth
They're
it.
powering weapons.
It's extremely worth it.
Priority repair order. Hull rupture.
Oh, a hull rupture.
Compression risk.
That's my job now.
Remaining fighters are being called off.
It's not here. It's down there. Thank you, Jules. Thank you for that. Proofreading all of my, all of the messages in chat.
Cruise ship down.
Very funny.
That clears up some space. Rupture sealed. Good job.
Oh God, where is this thing?
Grenier cruise ship has
I don't like how these little
transited
ruptures end up like in such random little spots.